Hi, I'm Professor Anderson, the Writing Center Director. Welcome to the Writing Center. Today we're going to be getting a glimpse into a Writing Center session from the perspective of a student and a consultant.
My name is Frankie Dugoy. I'm a second-year graduate student in the Masters of IT program here at Valpo. For roughly 2 semesters now, I've been a consultant here in the Writing Center. I like the thrill that comes with me getting to meet students who come in here every day, students looking to become better writers. And I like that, opportunity to get to work with these students from different backgrounds and from different disciplines and walk them through their writing process and help them become more confident and better writers. There are basic rules that you have to follow when you write a paper. We have basically your introductions and your bodies and your conclusion, and what we strive for is more conciseness and more clarity in writing. When you go to contents, we could have papers that are more technical or less technical, depending on your discipline. And we have various techniques that we follow to ensure that we present good papers irrespective of disciplines. So basically, we welcome the students. We have an online platform that we use to track students who sign up for sessions. So when they sign up, we see their details and we know beforehand what they're coming in to work towards. And we welcome them to the center and we set our priorities at the beginning of the session. I personally start by asking the student to tell me more about their assignment or the project they're working on. Because when they tell me, give me their own view, on the projects they're working on, that helps me understand what they want to achieve, with their paper. So today I look forward to helping Alisa work on her paper. She specifically wants to work on a conclusion.
Hello, I'm Alisa Espinosa, and I'm a senior professional writing major here at Valpo. I have an essay for class, and it's kind of a reflection paper with some literary works incorporated into it, and I really want to work on the conclusion. When I'm at the Writing Center, I like to work on organization. That's a big thing that I struggle with. My goal for today's session is to work on the conclusion, to not end my paper so abruptly, to make sure I'm taking all the points I made in my introduction and summarizing them while in my conclusion.
Hey Alisa, how are you today?
Hi, I'm good, Frank. How are you doing?
I'm great, thank you. I'm glad you're here today again. So what do we have to work on today?
Okay, so here's the prompt, and this is for English 296, Traditions of Giving and Serving in American Life. So this class, we've been discussing philanthropy and different literary texts. It's kind of a lengthier paper.
Okay.
So I feel like I've elaborated a lot, but I feel like my conclusion's really rushed, so I want to make sure that the reader gets a full feeling of my ideas being concluded in the paper.
Sounds good. So let's go straight to your conclusion and see what we have. So this is more like a 5-lined conclusion. Why is it this short?
I sometimes get unorganized with my ideas, so
Okay.
I kind of just rushed it out and tried to get what I thought was like a basic conclusion,
Okay.
but definitely want to beef it up a little.
You do not necessarily have to restate what you have in your paper as your conclusion, but kind of tie all your points together, your main points, and make your reader see it in a new light as you conclude your paper. In recap, start by restating your thesis statement. Okay, it doesn't have to be the same words that you use in your introduction. Then go ahead to pick each of the main points. Okay, you want to take that down?
Yeah.
Okay. So restate your thesis statement, and then pick the main points of each of your paragraphs that follows your introduction. So each of your paragraphs have key points that you actually analyzed for your readers to understand. So pick each of those key points and then, add it to that thesis statement that you formulated. It could be a question that you end with or some final note or some final thoughts that would make your readers, not necessarily think more about your paper, but a note that would drive your main point home. So state your thesis, pick out the main points of each of your paragraphs, and end with 1 or 2 lines or 1 or 2 statements that kind of act as a final wrap-up of your entire paper. The session actually ends by you summarizing what we worked on during the session, and then students asking questions or clarifying those aspects that were not really clear, and then we just advise them on how they could become better in future papers. So Alisa, I'm really glad that we were able to go through your paper today. Just to summarize what we've gone through, firstly, to come up with a very authentic conclusion to your paper, you have to start by restating your thesis statement and also go ahead to pick out the main points for each of your paragraphs and tie them together so that your readers would, once more understand, the journey that they've been through by reading your paper. Lastly, you may also want to end with one or two sentences or statements that kind of present the whole idea of your paper to your readers in a completely different way. And that would help your readers to be happy and fulfilled that they decided to read your paper in the first place.
And then once I'm done with the conclusion, can I make another appointment at the Writing Center?
Sure, definitely. I mean, I would strongly advise you to come back.
Okay.
So thank you very much
Yeah,
for coming
thank you
in
so
today.
much.
I'm happy that you were able to achieve, your aim for today's session. And I look forward to seeing you in the future.
Yeah,
Thank you very
likewise.
much.
Thank you.
So nice meeting you again.
You too.
Hi, Elisa. How did your Writing Center session go today?
My session went really well. Frank was really helpful. He listened to what I want to work on, which was my conclusion, and provided some really good tips on how I can improve it.
What do you think you'll do next?
I'll definitely follow his advice by restating my thesis, picking out main points, and ending it with a catchy final sentence.
I know when I'm done, when the student tells me that they're satisfied, and that actually comes when I ask them questions, if they're okay, if they're satisfied with the session, and they say yes, or they, ask me more questions to clarify what we worked on.
Hi, Frank. How did the session go today?
It went very well. Alisa came in with a lot of expectations regarding our conclusion, and we were able to, work together to come up with those points or ingredients that she can use to come up with a very good conclusion. So it went very well.
Great. Yeah. Do you know her next steps, what she needs to do next?
So we've actually agreed that she has to go back and restate her thesis statement for a conclusion, and then sum up each of the main points of our preceding paragraphs, and then end with a kind of a sentence that will drive her entire point home. So if she does those three things, I'm very confident that she will have a very good conclusion to her paper.
Great. Yeah, sounds like a good session.
Yes, it
Hope
was
to-
absolutely wonderful. For students who are thinking about visiting the Writing Center, I would say come visit. People have this misconception that you only visit the Writing Center if you are a bad writer, in quote. But we've had students who are excellent writers, who are average writers, come in, not necessarily to correct their papers, but to just have their peers review their papers, because we are students as well, we are peers, and it helps to have a second pair of eyes look through your paper and help you make it better if necessary. So the Writing Center is open to all categories of students from all disciplines, staff, students, and anybody who just wants to have someone look through their paper or become a better and more confident writer.